welcome. This is the fourth set, our fourth series. And we're going to finish up. I think we have one knife one to finish, and then the sticks, and then the guns. And that'll be it. Okay. Again, on these ones, we have the weapons over there. You're going to have to grab a set, that being a knife, stick, and gun. Normally, those would be placed on the mat already in the places where we showed you. We'll take it from the point where you have already retrieved a knife, and we're into the third attack of a knife. Okay, so if Joseki was showman is over there, the knives and weapons would have been over there, and we were attacked first from our normal positions, which is here. So remember, the very first one was when we approach each other, and I see the weapon, and I'm going to get out of the way, whap, and then we did the takedown. That was the first one. Then we switch over to this side. And again, this time the person does do a thrust, punch underneath, and we end up in a wakigatame. Now we're into the third one. This is the one for this evening. So we're going to come here. Again, her intention is this time to draw her knife out and to basically cut the jugular of the side of my neck. Right there. That's what she wants to get. Similar to the last nanami, which is slanting, we're going to avoid by doing a back foot tai sabake and move our body out of the way. So when it comes to here, I want to move out of the way, control the hand, and we're going to apply the kote gaeshi, which is that wrist lock, to the outside. So on this one here, we're going to have our two thumbs in the back of our hand, and we're going to help twist that around, twist it around. So that's what drives the person over top. For your purposes, though, visualize a bit of a pole here, because last time when we did the uppercut, we just pivoted on that spot. This one here, we're a little further apart here, so I have to step forward a bit as I spin around. So as I spin around, you apply the lock. Okay, so avoidance in this case is to move back with the back foot here once you control the hand on top. So we're doing a Yahazu beaker pointing downwards. Here, we're going to come around for the second one. And as we do that, we're just going to circle around. Okay, so doing the whole thing together. Approach. Here, tai sabake, around. Okay, then we're going to take away the knife with a lock. So come around one more time. So you're here. You have to move around. Feed your right hand through. So underneath and grab the wrist here. That'll be the lock. So you're pulling this back and creating pressure on this part of the hand. Same time as you do that, here we want to make sure that the person doesn't go anywhere. So we got our knee on top of the person here. We wait for the tap, and then we take away the knife, being careful not to grab the blade part of it. So generally, you'll be grabbing as so. Okay, let the person stand up and return the blade, knife with the blade toward me. Actually, should have been. I'm not sure what this is. Okay, and then she, of course, inserts it with the blade upwards. Okay, so again, for okay, you're approaching and you're going to try to get the slash. For your purposes, be careful because this is coming at you. So do everything very, very slowly. Miss it, catch it, and then apply the kote gaeshi. So you don't have to throw it each time that hard. You can just guide the person down just to save your body. Soon the person came around. Now, again, you have to move around to the side, reach down, put the here, get the tap, and then at that point, reach in. Okay, so before she taps, you don't want to be waiting for it. Keep your hand back, and then take it away and return the knife. All right, let's give that one a try. The naname is slanting. In this case, we're doing a slanting stab. Okay, so naname tsuki. Okay. Let's work on the next one, which is the stick one. All right, so we just finished doing the knife, and actually at the end of that one, after we return the knife to your partner, return the knife partner here, they put it away, then they have to go find the next weapon, which is the stick. So in effect, I would wait for my partner to go get a stick. But remember, she only goes down on one knee and lays down the knife. So we're not getting this on video, but this is what would be happening. She would be picking up a stick and returning to her start position. Okay? This is the first one of the stick series. So what's going to happen is that we approach each other here. And again, her idea is to step back and try to hit with the stick here. She raises it. Then at that point, I have to move in to strike. So this one,
A little closer.
look. Okay, so as soon as she's lifting it up, my reaction is to say, oh, stick. So I'm going to jump in, bang. It's supposed to be a jaw, strike to the jaw, but obviously we don't hit. So just get close. And this hand is also blocking the forearm here. Okay, make sure it's above the elbow, because I found that if you hit the bicep area, this thing bends and you can still get hit. Okay, so be above the elbow area so that there's no bending at the elbow. So once you've done hit here, then you get your grip. One hand on the collar. The other one you can do a wrap. So you can wrap underneath here, because you're going to do an osotogari, and you're going to be able to have to hang on to do this one. Okay? So on the other side here, when she raises her arm up there, yep, it's jump in, and then you can do the wrap, and then osotogari. Okay, osotogari. All right, so as soon as the uke is stepping back here, then Tori is jumping in, bang, here, grab, wrap, and then osotogari. Once the person lands, then that's the end of it, actually, because we used to do other things in the old days, but we don't do that anymore. So we just do here, bang, wrap, here, throw, and then let go. Okay, and that would be the end of the first one. This is called Furi Age. Age is lifting, so this is a lifting up type of stick action. Right, this is done in the center. Just remember, step back as you lift up the stick. And Tori, you're going to step forward, left foot, and then throw with the sweep with the right foot. Sure, I mentioned it. Tori, you have to hold on to the lapel right until uke hits the ground. Don't let go before uke hits the ground. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, that was the first one of the stick attacks. The second one is one that we're going to flip around, and what we're trying to do is hit each other. Or she's trying to hit me, I guess. Yeah, keep them on. Okay. All right, so again, if we do nothing, we're approaching each other, and what she's trying to do is hit with this part of the stick into this side of the temple. So it's a slanting blow. It's not up and down chopping type of thing. It's coming from the side. So sweeping from high down toward the low. So that's the target there. Now, you notice that the sticks, how you hold the stick. Some videos, you'll see them actually very low into the baseball type of thing here. Others will have a little bit more separation in the hands. If you have separation in the hand, I think you have better control, because then you can stop it with a little bit more of a snap. If you're choking up like this, then you stop it, but it's like a batter that's going to try to swing, and then he has to hold up very hard to. So I always hold a little bit of separation with the hands. Okay. So that when you step again, you're always stepping with control, but that's what you try and hit. Okay, if you miss, that's about all. You're not going to miss out of bounds. All the time we want to have posture, right? When we're attacking, it's okay. You want to have posture. So this one here, you really want to have to do it very slowly because you don't know your partner, you don't know the length of your arms, or you don't know the speed. So the last thing you want to do, as always, is not get hit. So as we approach here, as she starts to strike, get out of the way. Okay. This is not one that you can just say, I'm going to do a Tai Sabaki. All right, that won't help you here. When I say get out of the way, it's step back and move your body back. Step back and have posture. Okay? Rather than leaving the foot there and hoping that that's enough clearance that it's going to miss you. I'd rather see you get out of there with posture and avoid the stick. Okay. When I'm avoiding on this, well, a couple of things. What I look for is when she's approaching, she usually has to cock up the arm a bit, right? Cock it up higher. Yeah. And so then there's this elbow. When I start to see the hand start to lean a bit forward, that's my cue to get out of there. Okay. You could work out your own tricks of the trade, but the main thing is to get out of there. So initially, you might be very cautious. And let's say if she's trying to hit me, I'm going to stop right here even. Now, in competition, this isn't realistic because it wouldn't hit me. So this is where eventually, as you get better and better with your teammate, you're going to be closer so that if you do nothing, you're going to get hit. So this is where you're going to be. But for now, when you get out of the way, think about going to this back corner a bit here. Okay? Not sideways, right? Or this way especially. Just get your whole body out there. Get your head out there particularly. Okay, so don't move your feet back and leave your head there. Get your head back out here. Then once it misses, then you attack your partner. You're attacking with a backhand fist, and we're doing that first one right into the center of the face. Okay. When you back out of the way, this back leg is actually your spring forward foot. So once I get out of the way, I want to come back and strike the person with my body, with my posture. So this is a backhand strike. Okay, that'll knock your partner back again. You're going to then switch to one more, which is sort of a chop with the edge of the hand here, and just stick that chop against the upper bridge of it, because you're going to use that to sort of push your partner back to the ground. In between this and this, you're going to grab the stick, just to get control of the stick, and as the person falls down, you're going to end up holding the stick. So here, approaching each other, get out of the way, I, and then down. And then you have the stick. Okay, so it's a 2 PI action. This is the main one. This is the one that whap. And obviously don't to hit your partner, but be close. And then the second one is on the bridge of the nose, pushing downwards. So you crook the neck back and you're pushing it downwards. So that's why the person would fall down. Okay, when you fall down, just do your normal coho break fall and try not to hit on the mat. Okay, so okay, you got a stick in front of you. You're going to be stepping with your right foot. You're going to be stepping to aim for the temple here, right? Yeah, right there with this part of the stick. Okay. In competition, people do a little more vertical, which is easy for Tori to get out of the way. He doesn't have to move. He could be within close range, and all he's done is doing this. But because this is coming at an angle, you can't hang around here. You got to get out of that range. Okay, so all the range here, and then after the miss, then come back. Okay, come back with posture, advance, and then push it down. Okay, so we're all about posture again. Initially by okay, and then Tori. again, each time we switch, right? We're back to this side now. We're on this side. So this is the third one. It's called morote. Have you heard of morote before? Morote seonage and stuff. It's basically a two-hand thrust with a stick. So when she approaches, if I do nothing, it's basically like a bayonet. She's just trying to skewer me. Yeah, well, a little bit there, okay? Solar plex area. Bang. That's what she's trying to do. All right. Tai sabaki is avoidance technique on this one. So when she starts to do it here, I have to do front tai sabaki. Front being this foot goes forward and this comes sideways. Okay, so we're not doing a rear tai sabaki in this case. We're moving ahead into a front tai sabaki. That's what the feet is doing. The other thing is that the hands will do a deflection. We'll do it from this side first, and then I'll show you from the other side. So as she thrusts, I deflect with my right hand, grab, stick with my left hand, and then put my hand in between underneath her elbow. As I'm doing that, I'm going to be stepping in front of her with my foot. So I'm going to step into her and apply pressure on the elbow. Okay. So again, from the other side here, our avoidance is to tai sabaki to the front here. Deflect, not grab, deflect only on this hand. Second one is going to grab. And then the third one is going to come in. So I want to get pressure on the elbow. Meanwhile, though, your partner is also going to say, oh, I'm a bit, I thrusted, but there's something happening. So a lot of times they'll just try to straighten out a bit. But that helps in going into the direction of the next technique. So if we do 1, 2, and she realizes that she wants to step away because she wants to stick back, then that opens up this area, and then I can step in and apply this lock. The lock is applied with the pressure on the forearm on the elbow. And basically, you're just forcing that person ahead with that pressure. Your partner will do a nice Zempo Kaitan over the stick. Normally, they will let go probably, but this person is adamant that they're hanging on to the stick. So that's why you normally do a break fall over the top of the stick. After the person has done the break fall, then Tori would be holding the stick. Yeah, from this side?
Yeah, so it's
they can see. Okay, so this is actually from the opposite view, but this, yeah, for video. Okay, so we're approaching each other here. Nice walking step, and then here, and then finish it off with a little point, and let your partner stand up. And as usual, return the weapon, and that would be the end of it. Okay, so we went this way, but normally that's done away from the camera or away from your view. Okay, so we've been this way here. We're approaching here, 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 and then stand here. So this is the view that the showman would normally have. And then we would return to our spot here, and then she would go get the next weapon, which will be the gun. So remember how we ended up originally? No, hold. Okay, so I would have gone 1, 2 here, drive it here, land. I have my hand this way. So all I've done is go from here to here. So now I'm ready to present it back. So in my case, I don't want to be just changing my hands just to give it back to her. My natural grip in this case is palm down, palm down. I also want to make it so that she has a chance to grab the handle at the right spot. So I'm not holding it right where she wants to grab it. I will hold it that she has a chance to get the right grab for her. Okay, so normally she would be holding about that distance from that end of the stick. So I would make sure that I hand it back to her so that she can just easily grab instead of having to adjust it after. Okay. And then again, she would go get the next weapon. All right, so this is the last one of the stick series. Okay, we're moving on to the next set of weapons. So after we returned, okay, is going to return the stick and pick up the gun. Puts the gun inside the jacket so you cannot see it. Remember how we had it well tucked in, but not falling out the other end. So have the gun hidden. But now as we approach each other, she's going to extract the gun and say,
Te wo aguro.
which means in Japanese, stick 'em up. Okay? Try not to say stick 'em up. As we saw in one competition, they actually said stick 'em up. But so te wo aguro. And that means for me to stick 'em up. Okay, so usually it would have been somewhere around the center here. You notice how she approaches. She has the gun forward as well as the right foot forward. So gun, foot forward, and she approaches ahead while I have hands up. Okay. At this point here, she's going to reach for the wallet. Suppose the wallet in the hip area. Her head drops down as her hand touches the hips. Okay. Now, in this action here, Tori is not supposed to move his feet. Tori's feet has to stay there. But you have to avoid getting shot. So as that, what you have to do is first of all, you're going to be turning your hip to your right to try to avoid this, but you're also going to be using your left hand to deflect it away. So palm up on this hand, palm up. As you turn your hip, deflect the gun. So you're grabbing it with the palm up here. You're also going to be taking your right hand now and grabbing her wrist. So I'm going to the wrist, and then I'm going to drive the gun up toward her armpit. So if she's holding it properly, and we talked about this, how to break grips before and the other techniques. Same idea here. If she's holding that gun as hard as she can, no matter how hard she holds it, if you drive that gun up that seam on your hand, then it will be easier to break. Okay, so if she's holding very hard there, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.
I am.
Oh, okay. Then you just pull this up. But you're not only pulling this in this way, you're also pulling that wrist that you grabbed with your right hand. So it's sort of like drawing a bow. You're separating the two. You're pulling this apart. And you're driving the barrel downwards and upwards. So it goes from here downwards and upwards as you do this. So drive it up toward the armpit this way. Okay. The reason you want to think about that direction is if I try to do the same thing and I'm trying to push, but I'm going sideways, then it's not really going down that default line on your grip anymore. It's changed the angle. So if you can, have it there, turn your hips, pull it forward, and then that'll force your partner to take one step forward. Okay. Then you would return the gun so that it's easy for her to put it back in the jacket. You notice that the gun barrel then is facing the front, the judges, showman area. But in this case here is not disrespectful. It's not a bad thing in terms of the kata. For this kata purposes, yeah, the gun is going to point that direction. Okay. Otherwise, when we return it, I would have to point it this way. Then she would have to do twirls it. And so they're saying it's okay to return it with the barrel pointed forward, hand it to her so that she could just grab and insert. That would be the end of it. So when we're doing this one as a tori, you got to have your hands high, not down here, high up here, and you have to avoid. So how do you do that? You not only turn your hips, get your hips out of the way. So it's actually turning and twisting it so that your hip goes from here and it's no longer in that range of the bullet. Same time, your left hand is going to deflect that gun, so it's also deflecting the gun away from your body. Okay, so many times you see people do like this, and they're not turning their body. That in competition, that would be a deduction. But you think about, I'm trying to take a gun away, which is already pointed to me. So that's why get out of the way, and rip it, but not move your feet. So hips have to go turning and out of the way, and hands have to go get not only the barrel, but the wrist. So those things happen at the same time. Same time it comes down. You might have seen the Jackie Chan movies. Suddenly you got this gun taken away. Sort of the idea, I guess, too, is that we want to be here. As soon as she drops her eyes like that and drops here, take the gun away.
I was waiting for the pull to make me.
Yeah, you weren't hanging up. You weren't hanging up very well. Okay, try that out. Again, remember, Tori, this is gun forward, right foot forward. Because the next one we're going to have is the opposite way. So this one here, approach, keep your eyes on top of your partner. And then when you're ready, drop your head down, go for the tap. And then that will be your Tori's cue to action. Okay, so grab a gun. And you notice again that the finger guard, you know that you do not stick your finger in the finger guard hole.
Easy, I figured it out. It's 1, 2, pull it out, pause, then move your feet forward. Otherwise, if you take too many steps, then you'll be like I did before, have the wrong foot forward.
Okay.
It took us a year and a half.
Right foot forward, right gun forward, right hand forward. No, te wo agero. Yeah.
Oregano.
Now we're on the second one. This time, unlike the first one where the gun went and the foot was forward, it'll be the opposite. So as we approach the center again, here she will give me the
Table, girl.
thank you. And then I raise my hand. Okay, it doesn't have to be straight. It could be a little higher, but elbows bent is fine. Okay, so this time again, the gun is at the back there, and she approaches and does the same thing. This time your hips are going to rotate to the other side, and your right hand is going to get that gun away from you. So slow motion is here, push it away, get your hip away, have that gun pointing away from you. Keep that gun pushing away. So don't grab just here. Get the leverage more on the barrel. Then you got more leverage on the hand. Push it away, come underneath because we never want to have our hand over the barrel part of it. So underneath here, pull it back. So use your hip action from one side to the other side. Once you break it off, then we're going to go straight into the face with a strike. Okay? Into the center of the face. Whether you strike with the barrel this way or this way, doesn't matter. I just don't want you to do it this way. Okay? Do not have that pointed toward you. So again, here, as soon as she taps, 1, 2, 3, then return the weapon. Okay? Does this one have a hole?
Nope.
No. Could I have a black gun? Or yeah, that's good. Thank you. This is the reason why we say do not stick your finger in this hole. Because the same action here, I go 1, I go 2, and when I pull it back, that finger is going to get caught in that hole. All right, so that's where you'll snap the finger. So even when you're holding a gun with a hole, always hold so that your finger is not in the hole. Because then you can do the same thing here. 1, 2, fight! Without breaking or without finding your finger in the hole. Right? Return the weapon, and that would be the end of the second gun attack. Right? So just on the other side here, approach.
Table, girl.
Okay. So here drops 1, 2, 3, and 3 would have been TI. Then you return it. Okay, so hip avoidance is this time to your left. Get the gun away from your body. So it's pointing that way. Come underneath, grab it. Keep this relatively horizontal. In other words, don't try to go up and down or anything. Keep it here. Pull it back horizontally. Once the person lets go, then come in straight with the butt of the gun. So here, as soon as he drops it here, 1, 2, square up, hit in. Here, tap, 1, 2, 3. Return. All right. Return the gun. She puts it back. She's going to walk back. I'm going to follow her and turn my back to her. This case, it's I'm walking ahead like normal. And when I hear, then I stick up my hands. Then she's going to have the gun just in your lats or in between, and she's going to tap for the wallet again. In this case here, now I know that she's a right-handed gun holder because it's the left here. So I'm going to turn to my right here. As I turn, I'm going to pull the arm in. So I create a little kazushi to the front corner. So this is on my shoulder. This is on the crook of the elbow. And by doing that, this gun will actually be pointing right there at you, near the head. So it gives you something you can grab right away. Once you have the grab, this is like the kotegaishi action. We're going to use a lock to do the throw. For your purposes or in competition, they say it's good enough to grab the barrel. If you grab only the barrel, then you're still going to have to do the throw, which means that, okay, you usually will help the cause by doing the break fall. For me, I like to grab some fingers so I get more of that kotegaishi action to the outside. But for competition, they say, or instruction-wise, everybody says it's good enough to grab the barrel. Okay? Once you grab the barrel, then I'm going to turn myself back to this direction and do a throw. As the person lands, I'll be holding the barrel still and then separate the two. Okay? So going back, throw. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, stick them up here, turn, end up holding the gun. Your partner is going to do the sort of like the belt break fall again and go over here straight ahead. For your purposes, if you want to do it slow, like we did with the other kotegaishi, just let your partner roll around and end up holding the gun. Okay. After that, what do? Return the weapon, and we go back to our spots. And she returns the weapons, or actually gathers up the knife and the stick, as we did in the other class. She'll go down in full seiza position and pick up the two weapons. After that, she returns, and we'll do the closing bow out. Okay, so we already did that closing bow out the other class, so we're gonna jump over that and let you practice the last one, which is Hanmenzuke from the rear. Okay, so as you do this, Tori, after you feel turn to the right, so you staggered yourself over, grab the gun, turn back to your left. Okay, so that's the end of our time allotment. We have done all the techniques, 21 techniques, and we've covered the closing bows. So opening bows, closing bows. So basically that's all we have time to do. Again, the videos are going to be posted on the Judo Alberta website if you want to review the video after. So that's where you can find it. Okay, closing bow. Okay, great. All right, thank you very much. That was Goshin Kodokan Goshin Jitsu. Why? Why?
It was made after.
After Kano's death.
After Kano's death by the
The Kodokan.
Institute in Tokyo, Japan. Excellent. Okay, good job. Thank you very much.